the fox, the crow, and the wise owl. On a bright and sunny morning, the forest was alive with sounds of chirping birds and the rustle of leaves in the gentle breeze. High up in the branches of an old, sturdy tree, a crow sat proudly holding a delicious piece of cheese in its beak. It had found the treat earlier that day, and now it felt like the king of the forest. The crow loved the cheese, and it was savoring every moment of this quiet, peaceful morning. Unbeknownst to the crow, a clever fox was wandering through the forest. The fox had a sharp nose and a sharp mind, and as soon as it caught the scent of the cheese, it immediately stopped in its tracks. The fox's eyes gleamed with cunning thoughts. He wanted the cheese for himself. The fox looked up and saw the crow, sitting confidently on the tree branch with the cheese. A sly smile crept across his face. He knew exactly how to get what he wanted. "Good morning, lovely crow," the fox called out, his voice filled with sweetness and admiration. "I've heard of your great wisdom and how you can solve the toughest puzzles in the forest. But what I truly admire is your beautiful singing voice. Everyone says you sing like the dawn itself." Flattered by the fox's words, the crow puffed up its chest. "Why, thank you, Mr. Fox. I do pride myself on my singing," the crow thought to itself. "Perhaps I should show him just how wonderful my voice truly is." The fox continued, "Oh, please, dearest crow, I would be honored to hear you sing. I am sure the forest will stop to listen to your beautiful melody." The crow, now fully convinced of the fox's admiration, opened its beak and began to sing a loud, proud song. As the crow sang, it forgot all about the cheese in its beak. The cheese, which had been so carefully cradled just moments ago, slipped from its grasp and fell, tumbling through the air. In the blink of an eye, the clever fox darted forward and caught the cheese in his mouth. He stood there with a wide grin, holding the prize that he had tricked the crow into losing. The crow stopped singing, its eyes wide with realization. "Oh no, the fox tricked me. He flattered me to make me drop the cheese." Nearby, the wise old owl, who had been observing the whole scene from his perch on a tall pine tree, hooted softly and flew down to the crow's side. "Don't feel too bad, young crow," the owl said kindly. "I saw everything. The fox used flattery to get what he wanted, and now he has what's not his. But remember, not all praise is sincere. Sometimes, others may say sweet things just to take advantage of you." The crow, still upset, asked, "But how can I know when someone is truly praising me and when they are just trying to trick me?" The wise owl looked thoughtfully at the crow and said, "True praise comes from a place of respect, not from a desire to take something from you." The fox didn't care about your talents. He just wanted the cheese. Be wise and trust your instincts, dear crow. Don't let your heart be swayed by words alone. The crow nodded, grateful for the owl's wisdom. "Thank you, wise owl. I'll remember your advice." Meanwhile, the fox, still smug with his victory, strutted around the forest enjoying the cheese. But as he wandered deeper into the woods, he wasn't paying attention to the path ahead. Suddenly, he stepped right into a hunter's trap. The fox yelped and tried to escape, but the trap was too strong. It was the same cleverness he had used to outwit the crow that had now led him into trouble. The wise owl, who had been watching from above, saw the fox struggling and flew down to help. "It seems," the owl said with a knowing glance, "that the cleverness you used to trick others has now worked against you." With a quick swoop, the owl freed the fox from the trap, using his sharp talons to lift the mechanism and release the fox's leg. The fox limped away, embarrassed and grateful. "Thank you, wise owl. I was too clever for my own good. I thought I could outsmart the crow, but now I realize that sometimes trickery can backfire." The owl nodded sagely. "Remember, fox, a trick played on others can often be turned against you. It's better to rely on honesty and respect than on cunning and deceit." The fox, now wiser and humbled, promised never to trick anyone again. The crow, who had been watching from a distance, flew down to the fox and said, "I'm glad you've learned a lesson. Let's both try to be more honest from now on." From that day forward, the fox and the crow lived in harmony, and the forest was a little more peaceful, with respect taking the place of trickery. Moral: cunning may win in the short term, but honesty and respect will always lead to a better outcome.